Hey everyone, good evening. Hello, hello, hello. Uh, so I want to say that I apologize. I look a little bit disheveled. There's a lot going on. I thought I was going to take an early day off and take my kids. I took my kids to Superman today. It was the premiere of Superman here, so I took the kids to the movies. I figured, Friday weekend's coming up, and take the evening off. But my phone started ringing. There's a lot going on, and basically a lot of things that I've been talking about, a lot of things that we've been saying, a lot of things that we've been has is coming, starting to come to fruition, and it's happening at some major speeds. And it's the good thing about it is finally the media is starting, to push it, report on it. The only thing I'm saying to you is they need to push it in term because the whole key to it. So I'm all over the place. Let me calm down, refrain because there's a lot going on. So the two breaking news of that I'm breaking right now that, well, one is, I think broke earlier, but my sources confirmed that Dan Bongino, the assistant FBI director, the hardcore mega uh, right wing propaganda pushing podcaster that's been pushing this whole Epstein file. Well, he today took the day off and basically is right now very seriously contemplating of not going back to the FBI. He had a serious rift with Pam Bondi. This is what sources are saying. One of the first people all over it was Laura Loomer. The other thing I'm breaking that I just broke clearly about 10 minutes ago is that it was Donald Trump that was behind all of this, stopping the Epstein files. And we're going to get into a lot of it. That is why he came out strong. That's why nobody hears of Donald Trump right now. That is why that's the first tell. Because of Donald Trump, if it was really Pam Bondi or if it was really Cash Patel, if it was anyone right now that did this and put such a major, basically putting his base to a point of destruction. Trust me when I tell you, Donald Trump would be all over this. But the first tell is Donald Trump is nowhere. He's not responding nowhere in Truth Social. He's not responding nowhere in the television. He's not responding anywhere. And now some of my sources are telling me they're confirming that Donald Trump is the one that gave her the order, which we spoke about earlier. That's why he's protecting her. That's why she's not going anywhere. That's why, Bongino is having a hard time because they're now all expected to fall on the sword for Trump. Because remember, if they shut down this list and if they don't give the mega base what they want, it is over with. So we're going to get back to that because there's a lot to uncover. Today I was on Dean Blundell, incredible show. We're going to be start doing some more shows with Dean. He's a great guy out of Canada, and he has so much. Not only does he have great information from the Canadian side, which is one of the things we're going to talk about, but he is so. I mean, he's hilarious, and he got me. I have not laughed so much, and I needed that. I think those of you that watched it with us, and those of you, if you didn't, make sure you go and watch it. It was, we were able to really have some fun for a little bit with a lot of the serious stuff that is going on with Trump, but because the way the mega base is imploding. So we're going to definitely do some more shows with him. So let's start off with doing a little bit week in the review because I think it's important because there's some very important things that we need to concentrate because I know even though right now probably one of the most important things that I'm gonna say as crazy as it's gonna sound, I know we have so much important things that are happening. But one of the most important thing is that we need to keep the pedal to the metal with this Epstein stuff. And we're going to talk about it. I wrote a Substack letter about it, and I want to keep the awareness on because it's irrelevant of what we or you or think about it. It's what Maga thinks about, it. And Maga is his voting base. Maga, put it to you this way. I'm going to give you, a lot of us talk about how can we stop him, Lev? What's what? Guys, so today I'm going to give you a great. Today I went to watch Superman with those of you that are just joining with my kids. And what stopped Superman? What kryptonite? And it's so ironic because today, of all days, the White House literally put out, I mean, you can't make this up, folks, put out a picture of Donald Trump as Superman, talking about, how he's like Superman to the country. It's crazy. But think about how ironic is because what's Donald Trump's kryptonite? It's this Epstein stuff. This is his kryptonite. This is what is taking out. This is that could take him down quicker than anybody in Congress, anybody in Senate. Because just I want to tell you, all these things that he's planning on doing, and one of them is the most important, which we're going to talk about, is election reform. Now, for him to be able to implement Project 2025 and implement election reform and implement all these things that he's doing, he needs the support of his mega base. He's losing because right now he's losing everybody. And we're not just talking about social influencers and voters. We're talking about, I'm going to just throw some names out at you folks, and then we're going to get back to it because I want to do the weekend review and then get into the Epstein stuff. So you're talking about, about Elon Musk. We know about Tucker Carlson. Steve Bannon is running back and forth. So now you got Alan Dershowitz coming out talking about it. You got Alex Jones crying out there. You got, what's that? Hold on a second. Charlie Kirk. So today there's TPAC, and the TPAC they're all about. First of all, every single one of them spoke about, from Charlie Kirk, Laura Ingraham, Megan Kelly, Benny Johnson, uh, Tucker Carlson. They all spoke about the Epstein stuff, and we're going to get into that. But I'm just saying to you, these are all huge names that are turning, and one of the things that they're all saying and that they're all talking about is that this is breaking mega. But the one mistake they're making, because like I said, it's a cult. Because it's a cult, they're doing everything in their power not to blame Donald Trump. They're doing everything in their power right now to blame. They're praying. Right now, you gotta understand, they are praying that Pam Bondi gets fired, that Pam Bondi becomes the scapegoat. And that might happen down the road because this is getting really serious. And as much as Trump did it, and Trump is going to protect it to a while, but right now it is getting. I mean, they're out there with the pitchforks. I mean, this is like it's watching a scene out of like the vampire movie when in Transylvania, when all the town folks with the light, with the what's it called, fire and pitchforks were out there to get. I mean, this is what it is actually happening, and that is what is going on with them. So it's ironic, like with the Superman stuff, this is their kryptonite. So I know, as disgusting as it is, and it's something that probably a lot of us don't even want to bring up, but this is the break that is happening, that we could be able to literally stop him in his tracks and have him now concentrate of trying to save and rebuild and somehow get control of his base, because right now he's already lost people in Congress. He's already lost people in Senate by pushing his bill through. So that's what I'm saying to you. With everything that goes through, there's also repercussions. So by doing that, he's lost already a big chunk of that. So they know right now that they are dead in the water when it's going to come when it comes to elections in the midterms. I told you his next plan is to be able to his election reform, to be able to implement all these different ways of not being able to lose the election. But for that to happen, he needs strong support from his mega base, because his mega base is what allows him to keep control over all these senators and congressmen, and to be able to push him to primary them and all of that. So it's a big struggle, and you gotta trust me, folks, because all these other people that have been chasing stories, I've been the only one telling you, because I was part of mega. I'm not proud of it. I'm saying to you, but it is what it is. So this way, I'm telling you, I'm the one that helped like write the bylaws. I'm the one that we sat there and talked about how I was in the rooms. I know Donald Trump very well, Rudy Giuliani. I mean, all of these people were people that like I spent more time than I spent with my own wife, my own kids, of those 4 years. So that's why and right now, for those of you that read my Substack letter I wrote today earlier, I'm hearing that, he's starting to again take notice of me. he's getting very upset with me because of me winning the Pillar Award and getting more notoriety because of we're on Substack for the past month, teetering between number one and number two in world politics. So our voices are being heard. So it is kind of eerie to know that he's keeping eye on it. But I know what keeps me going, and as my promise to you is because I have you guys, and I have you guys and we're gonna build this platform big enough in our community and our movement big enough where he's not gonna be able to do a single thing, and he's gonna right now. Thank God he has to worry about his own mega base because I'm telling you, folks, it's cracking. So let's go back to some of the things that happened that I think that is important. I mean, a lot has happened, and I'm not going to spend 3 hours right now going over everything that transpired in the past week, but I'm going to discuss some of the things that I think it's important to keep an eye on. Like I say, one of our things that we do here at Love Remembers is we keep our eye on the ball. I told you, because there's a lot going on. Some of it is real, some of it is to make sure to distract, and it's a combination of things. But I'm saying to you, there's certain things that are extremely important to keep your eye on the ball because they have relevance of what's going on for, it's kind of like a chain event. So let's talk about for first of all Ukraine and Russia and Trump because that's something dear to my heart. Also, a lot of you know that we have our show that's called Voice from Ukraine. Me and Alex do it, and there's a lot happening right now there. A lot of stuff in the news that's happening right now. Paula, and I'm going to stop. Yes, we are. This Substack is a family, and I write that in my letters, and I say that all the time. This is more than a community, because you guys are not just here to listen. You guys are here to actually act, and do your part because you understand how important it is, the timing, and you understand. So yes, Paula, absolutely. And I'm sorry that I got knocked off track, but you're 100% right. So one of the things that Trump is going to do right now is he's going to try to change the news cycle as part of trying to save his mega base. He needs the cycle to change. He needs his people to change. He needs things to start happening. So it doesn't matter if, and this is an important thing because a lot of people, why that's not good. It doesn't matter, good or bad. Trump is a master manipulator when it comes to the media and how to change the news cycle really quickly. So the first thing he tried to do, which didn't work out too well, which is a pretty big thing if you come to think about it, Donald Trump opened up an active investigation into the former CIA director, the former FBI director, for lying, I think, to Congress, Comey and Brennan. I mean, typically this would be probably some of the biggest news and breaking because, I mean, it's some crazy stuff. Didn't even change the news cycle, but that was one of the reasons Donald Trump threw it out. The other thing is now he's going to use is the Russia Ukraine thing, by having the press put out press releases. But they're all, if you look at them, and you look at exactly what's going on, it's all a delay play and it's all a bunch of bull. Let's start off first of all from the fact that he's again now trying to talking about sanctioning Putin, talking about giving Ukraine weapons, and so first of all the weapons, they're not, it's not like he's giving them some kind of offensive weapons, planes. We're talking about Patriot missiles to defend themselves against Russian bombardment. Because every day that those of you that watch, we go on here, and every day that's what happens. Every day we get more bombardment. Every day there's more people killed in Ukraine. Every day that's going on, and Donald Trump is still figuring out. They're seeing what they're going to send. So now the new plan, and he has this big announcement coming. We're going to talk about that he's announcing for Monday. So his new plan is now that he's going to have NATO pay for it, which is, I don't even know, like, because this is all again delay game. Because if you remember, Zelensky got $50 billion from the EU, not from NATO, which includes America, but from the EU, and basically it wanted to buy the weapons from Donald Trump, and Donald Trump said no. So now he is going to have NATO. This is the announcement. This is part of what he's going to have NATO purchase these weapons and then give them to Ukraine. And the weapons we're talking about, folks, is 3 batteries. Ukraine needs, I think, 29, and Trump is now pushing Europe to the European, but 3 Patriot batteries and some missiles. So it pains me to say it. It's like when the Biden administration was giving what's it called Ukraine weapons, we were all complaining, saying it's not enough. We need more. We need more. And the Biden administration, I do agree, could have given more, but they were giving a lot. They were giving not only a lot of weapons. The NATO was giving, EU, everybody is getting was doing it. So you know now you got Donald Trump that stopped everything. He stopped all the weapons. He pulled back weapons. You know what I'm saying to you? There's nothing happening, and now he's throwing them a bone. And this is a play right out of these, growing up in Brooklyn. I remember all these mob guys would do that to people all day long. Now he's throwing him a bone. He's literally giving him, okay, I'm going to give you some weapons. And the media and everybody is jumping at it, saying, oh my God, Donald Trump, the savior. Look, he's changing ways against Russia. He's changing his ways. He's going to help Ukraine. I'm saying to you, oh, he's upset with Russia. I hope you guys know the truth. That's not what's happening. I hope you know, because you read what I send you, you follow, you watch, you see what happens, and this is all another part of it. Because of Donald Trump, and because I just want to make 2 things clear to everybody out there. This is very simple. How to stop the war in Ukraine, one or the other way. Either Vladimir Putin could just stop. That's all. Vladimir Putin could just pull back his his soldiers, or stop bombing, and say, "Listen, let's talk." So Vladimir could, because Ukraine's willing to stop. Ukraine has said, "We're willing to do whatever you say. Here's minerals, here's oil, whatever you want, Donald Trump. We're willing to stop." But all Russia has to do is stop. So that's one way. The second way is Donald Trump could release a lot of weapons to Ukraine, because just think about everything that's happening. Donald Trump doesn't need to sanction Russia right now, play this game, because we'll get to the sanctions in a second. Donald Trump doesn't need to talk big. Nobody needs to. We know what needs to happen. Donald Trump has to open up the faucet and say to Zelensky, "Hey, what do you need? Let's go full force. Go after him. I'm tired of Putin shit. He wants to go after you. Here, don't. I'm not going to give you 3, 4 missiles to defend yourself. I'm going to give you all of this beautiful American military supplies to go kick their ass." That's all Donald Trump has to do. Think about it. Either Putin or Trump, the 2 people that are sitting here playing this game, saying, "Oh, we're going to cause peace. We're going to have to talk about this. We're going to, now Donald Trump." It's all a game, folks. Donald Trump is not helping Ukraine. Putin right now, and this is all part of the timeline. Because first, Putin is already, I told you, he's already amassed 50,000 troops on the border. Putin's already he's this is all a game until he had over 30,000 troops from that we know of, probably a lot more from North Korea showing up. Today, Butanov, the head spy, Ukrainian spy, came out and said that over 70% of their artillery, Russian artillery, is coming from North Korea and Iran. So just think about all of this that was being prepared, that all of a sudden now Trump is going to come out and play this game, and it's all a mirage, it's all a distraction. And please don't, even to the fact, even if he was to go out there and sanction Russia, let's talk about that for a second, because that's another thing that the media and everybody's jumping. I just can't believe either they're that stupid, or they're that naive, or they don't understand. Because even you guys by now already know that what they say. Okay, let's talk about the sanctions. First of all, it's the bill that he's trying to have them pass. It has to be. He wants full control of how he sanctions, when he sanctions, and and how he takes the sanctions away. So he doesn't want the Congress to have any say in that, or congressional oversight. He wants control. So this is what they're right now battling in the Congress. That's first of all. Second of all, let's talk about what are the sanctions. So the sanction is right. They want to implement that if anybody like China buys oil from Russia, that China will get sanctioned 500% tariffs. Again, here comes with the tariffs. So we're going to get to the tariffs. Okay. So China's going to get sanctioned 500% tariffs. First of all, if you believe that Trump has the the balls, excuse me, for all of you that I hate to say it, but to go out there and put 500% tariffs on China, I got some a Brooklyn Bridge to sell to you. Look who he's doing, because he couldn't he did 140% and then back down. What was it? Taco Donald right away quickly back down and to China. He's not going to do 500%. First of all, second of all, it's a mirage because I keep told you about the shadow fleets. Russia currently sells oil to China. Russia currently sells oil, buys what's it called, transports oil from Venezuela, and for it's all being done. Trump doesn't stop it. Even Laura Loomer and all of those Trump, we spoke about 2, 3 weeks ago. For those of you that might have been following, and for those of you that are new and joined, you should know. By the way, we have about 1,000 right now people that are watching. I want to take this opportunity to do a little bit of house cleaning. And, first of all, I want to thank all of my subscribers. I want to thank all of my paid subscribers, all of you that contribute, that are my founding members, that are out there. I hear your voices. You're out there spreading them. You're talking about, and it's working. And God bless every one of you. For those of you that are just joining or just joined please write a message and welcome to the family. I want to personally welcome you guys. For all the new subscribers that have just joined, welcome aboard, because if you might see a lot of people here, this is more than just a community. This is a family, and we're going to make a difference. And a lot of people are starting to notice it. And we've only been doing this. I've been doing this for 6 years, folks. But on this platform here, since my son Aaron brought me, I've only been here for 3 months, and we're doing a lot for 3 months. So you know what? If we just thank you for subscribing. What's going on? God bless every single one of you. And for those of you that are new or just saw this and they're just coming on, I promise you, just stay on a little bit. You're going to subscribe, because I guarantee you, It's not about. This is not some kind of show. This is not something. Even though yes, we sometimes laugh, have fun. You would cry. We have everything here. But the one thing here is we're not here to regurgitate some news on the TV. I'm here to give you the actual inside story. I'm here to give you stuff that no media, none of them are going to report. And for those of you that have been with me for 3 months, you already know. That's why you're already, a part of the family, and you're diehard, because you've seen, you read everything that I put out there. It's a record, and you see when it happens. You do it. And for those of you that are just joining, you could ask around. You could, and when you come to because we have some great things for the paid subscribers, and that's why we have, and the community and the family is growing tremendously. So we have Story Time with Lev, which those of you that haven't bought the book yet, make sure you go get it, because everything that's happening, a lot of things that are happening right now, has to do. And this book is basically like like a timeline. Even if I didn't write it, but sometimes when I read it, oh, Paola, welcome new paid subscriber, everybody, welcome all the subscribers to the family. And so we have Story Time with Lev, and we go into things. I remember things, and it's really a great time. You guys get to ask questions. We try to do a couple of paid Q&As where you guys get to ask any questions you want, with a lot of the craziness happening over the week, and I love the interaction. And I'm putting together a weekly letter I'm going to start doing for all the paid subscribers, where I'm going to start going into some of the stories. It's going to be like another book that I haven't written, basically about. I'm going to just stuff that I've never talked about. I'm just going to pictures, add some videos that I've never released. I'm going to start doing it with you guys because, you deserve it. The support that you guys give me and everything that you do. God bless every single one of you. So, let's get back to, we got a lot to uncover. So I hope, by the way, it's Friday. I hope you guys are buckled in, grab some, whatever it is, some popcorn, some munchies, and relax and just take notes. And we got a lot to uncover. And by the way, I want to do a shout out to my son today, Aaron. Very proud of him. Forbes did a big article about him, how he's one of the top news. I mean, I tell you guys, it's so surreal. I can't even believe that my son, I watch him like that. He's out there literally doing what he's doing. So proud of him. And it's crazy, Father. I would never believe me and Aaron. If you would have told me that me and Aaron would be on doing this, I would never, it's incredible how God sometimes does such incredible things. But I am so proud of him, that what he's doing, and I'm a proud dad. So I just want to say I'm proud of all my kids. All my kids are great, but you guys know Aaron, and that's why I want to let you know today. Forbes did a great article. He's kicking, rocking, and I look forward. So I'm gonna give you guys a little, inside what's it called. Me and Aaron have never gone together anywhere on social media. On, I've always stayed away because I never wanted to, but Aaron's been talking to me, Dad, maybe let's do something. So we're thinking about doing something soon together, and that's what you definitely want to put your subscriptions on, because if we do it, it's going to be killer, because we have so much that we can talk about. And but definitely, I look forward to visiting him when I go to accept my award on July 30th. I'm going to be in Washington, D.C. Anybody of you guys in Washington, D.C. on the 30th, please DM me, let me know if I could make time or come see, or we could, maybe all get together somewhere and just hang out. I'm in. So I'm going to be in DC on the 30th. And on the 17th, make sure it's a big day. It's another organized march. We're going to be doing a live streaming. I've been honored to speak here in Palm Beach for the Good Trouble. It's going to be the fifth 5-year anniversary of Congressman Lewis. For those of you, obviously all of you remember Congressman Lewis, his famous Good Trouble sign. We're going to talk about, there's going to be a panel of a lot of great people, and I've been asked to be on that panel to talk about one of the main subjects that I'm sounding the alarm on, as we need to do good trouble to say when it comes to election reform, because that's a very important thing that's happening. So mark your calendars. July 17th is going to be a special day. Those of you probably already know. For those of you that are going to be out there marching in wherever you are, we'll be supporting each other. We'll be doing the same thing, putting each other up live. Malcolm Nance is going to be with me. So probably while I'm on the panel, Malcolm and Michael are going to be on the Substack interacting with you guys also. So we'll see. We're going to figure out how this, but that's July 17th. It's called Good Trouble. And for those of you that really want to support that day, we have a special T-shirt on the Lev Remembers website, the Good Trouble. It's Lev Remembers Good Trouble. I'm waiting for mine to come in any day so I could put it on to show you. So I'm going to wear it that day. So yeah, 5051 is one of the organizers. Absolutely, Jill. So definitely July 17th is a big day for us. That's our next day where we're going to let our voices be heard. And it's a great timing, because right now, as Maga is imploding, as all of this craziness is happening, we need to come out and troves. This is when we put the pedal to the metal, as they say. And so July 17th, big day. And then July 30th, I'm going to be in DC accepting my award. I'm also going to do something, try to do something special. I'm also trying to work out some special interviews with my dear friend, Jamie Raskin, Congressman Raskin. He's one of the, I call him a hero. He's one of the, fighters out there who truly fights for our democracy. One of the people I admire in Congress. We need more people like him. So when I'm on the Hill, maybe I'll be able to do a live with him to give you guys some stuff. So That's a little house cleaning. And let's get back to a lot of the stuff that's happening. So, Russia, Ukraine. I told you, a lot of is going to be a distraction. Unfortunately, but the good thing is that even in this little time frame of distraction, Ukraine knows it. My sources, I speak to my sources in Ukraine, and yeah, they're aware of what's going on. So they have, they're going to full force continue defending themselves, attacking Russia, putting pressure on the EU to give them weapons, and hopefully something breaks either here or with Trump and Putin, which is, again, not, I don't see it happening that quickly, but there is hope, and with all the turmoil, to something to break. Also, some of you might have heard. If not, today, Marco Rubio. I'm giving you some other little hints for you to see what's going on. Marco Rubio met today with Lavrov, who's the what's his name? Secretary of State, or what's his name, from Russia. And it's interesting that I want to make a comment that Marco Rubio is meeting with he's the Secretary of State, but he's never met yet with Vladimir Putin in 6 months. But Steve Witkoff has met with Vladimir Putin over 4 times. And this is the name again. You don't hear. I say, keep your eye, in ear on the ball. What name haven't we heard for a while? Steve Witkoff. Why? Because the deals are being made right now. Steve Witkoff did his job. Trump had his phone call with Putin, everything, and now the delegation was here. Just remember, I told you all of this. You guys read it, and now everything they put into the long game. Remember, I called it. It went into effect. So now you have all of a sudden Trump slowly but surely changing tactics. But during the tactics, it's delay. Stop the weapons, give the weapons. Let's do inventory. Which weapons? Who's going to buy the weapons? Meanwhile, Russia, every day worse and worse bombardment. That's right, Pegs. I keep saying, where's Steve Witkoff? He's the guy that's it there. But instead, they got Marco Rubio. Why Marco Rubio? Because now it's time for the media to get the media to chase. Because once Marco Rubio, Secretary of State, the media is going to want to hear. He came out today, made a statement. What was the statement? He said that he had a good meeting with Lavrov, and Lavrov gave him a new proposal for a peace plan to bring to Trump. Now, you don't have to be a rocket scientist to understand. Like, again, if he wants to stop it, he could just stop it. Yeah, another Greek guy. Where's Tulsi Gabbard? Tulsi Gabbard is also, that's right, Pax. You see, you guys are starting to really listen to who's not talking about. These are important people that are supposed to be involved in a lot of the stuff that's going on. So these are the things that Pegs is on the ball, right, Lisa? Pegs got it. So that's a part of what's happening. So I want you to make it clear to you that the sanctions, the NATO, the weapons, all of that, you know what? It's great, but it's all fluff. It's all fluff. It's not real. It's not. Thank you, Paula. Kushner, another name, exactly. What other name haven't you heard a long time? Dmitriev. I love it. See, you guys, this is what I'm saying to you. This is why you're not just reading my letters and just listening to me. You're understanding it. You're seeing it, because I could tell by the comments. Where's Kushner? Where's Witkoff? You know what I'm saying? Where's Kirill Dmitriev? All the major players that are from all the sides that were negotiating the stuff. Now all of a sudden, and the other thing I want to say, as you could see, the past couple of days this week I've been on a lot of different shows, and I go on all the shows. By me going on somebody's live or by me going on somebody's show, I doesn't mean that I agree with what everything they say. That doesn't mean the one thing we probably agree, and that's why I'm going on their show, is that we want to save our democracy. We might have different ideas and different interpretations of how we want to do it, and that's why I go on all of these shows, because I think my point of view and the facts that I have, the truth that I could explain to them, because a lot of these people really want to do good, but they're also misinformed, and they're also starting to regurgitate a lot of the different things. That's a good one, Marla. Manafort. We're going to get to Manafort the next couple of days, but you guys put that mark on it. But Manafort is, you see, you guys are on the ball. You know what I'm saying to you? I told you there's lots of things coming still. You know what I mean? Manafort's a name you definitely want to put on the ball. So definitely when it comes to Russia, Ukraine, stay tuned. We have a lot that's coming out. Alex is working on this trip to Kharkiv, so lots happening there. Then we talked about the Comey. So the other two things I want to talk about before we get into Epstein, because Epstein's going to take up a little bit of time. We got a lot to talk about when it comes to Epstein. So Donald Trump did something very crazy this week again. That if you remember last week, he went and wrote on his Truth Social and got involved in Israel's politics and basically went after and told them to get he's going to stop funding if they don't stop a criminal lawsuit against what's it called Bibi Netanyahu. Well, the case stopped. Bibi Netanyahu came here, gave him what's it called a letter telling him that he's now nominating him for the Nobel Peace Prize. I mean, you can't make Trump pretend like, oh my God, wow. Yeah. I mean, I watched this and I can't even tell you guys because, knowing the person's crazy, but he did something even crazier. He now went ahead and went after Brazil's president, and he wrote a letter to Brazil's president and basically told him a similar thing. He said, "Listen, if you don't stop your criminal investigation against Bolsonaro, I'm going to hit you with 50% tariffs." You have to understand that Bolsonaro, one of the reasons there's a criminal trial is because he tried to assassinate the current president of Brazil. So Trump is now telling him, "Listen, that you're going to what's it called? Stop this! You can't even make this things up." And then today, those of you that watch me and Dean show about the letter to Canada, just think about it. There was over 60 typos, errors in the letter. This is the official letter from the White House, the President of the United States sending the letter. Forget about the content of the letter, that it was just totally ridiculous and stupid. But here he is now sending the letter to, what's it called? Canada, and it's just amazing. So this is just some of the stuff that is happening, like literally right now, that's important, But the most important thing, besides, because the two most important thing that I always tell you about is right now the election reform. But I'm going to just take off a little bit from election reform because what's happening right now with the mega explosion is off the charts. I mean, literally, the past several days, I've spent a lot of time. I go on a lot of this X Spaces. I go in a lot of these other chatter rooms and all of these hardcore mega rooms. And I'm telling you that the base is so divided, and it's getting and the worst part of and the best part about it for us, the worst part about it for them is because it's like a cancer that it's metabolizing quicker and quicker. The longer Donald Trump doesn't come out and talk, the longer Donald Trump doesn't do something, the more it's going to break, where to a point where it's not going to come back. And all it needs to do is that little push to go, what's it called, and hit Donald Trump. Because the one key that my sources are telling me is Donald Trump is not going to release any of this information. I mean, I'm even hearing, I can't confirm it yet, but I'm hearing that the information is going to disappear altogether. There's no way that the next administration or somebody, because I know some people said, well, next administration might be coming and say, what I'm saying to you is, with this administration, if there's ever another administration, believe me when I tell you, if you ever seen some of these mob movies or somewhere where they get the shredders out, and before they leave, the shredders come out. That's how it's going to happen, if that ever happens. I'm saying to you, if, because I think he's going to have to be literally taken out of the White House this time around, because I don't think he will do everything in his power, because the other thing he understands, just like Bibi, just like Balasari, and the other two like Trump and Putin, they both understand that if they were to get voted out of office right now, they're going to prison. They're going to, I mean, they've known that they've done so much bad. They've caused so much turmoil. They've hurt so many people. There's no going back. So the important thing that I want to say right now, that we need to make sure when we call our congressmen and senators, and when we write our letters, and when we go out there on social media, and when we do it, besides everything else that we do, guys, the one more thing that we really need to do is we need to keep saying to show us the Epstein list. Just that's all we need to do. Just trust me when I tell you, it's this is a perfect opportunity that we have to use what we've implanted in Mega, that we can now use against them. Is basically constantly, wherever you are going at, it doesn't matter, just go now. I encourage everyone to go on X, Twitter, all these sites, go into these spaces, go into the comments. You'll watch it, it's all over the place, and just go in there and just say these simple words: show me the release the list. Release the Epstein list. Show me the Epstein list. Release that. That's it. You don't have to argue with anyone. You just make a comment. You just make a statement. You just make a comment. I promise you, that's all we need. We need to keep it up, and that's the one thing that we can. The media has to. And I'm a little bit surprised and proud that for the past couple of days that we've been hearing about the Epstein, the break in Mega. I mean, I don't think they could not cover it, because you're having a major. I mean, like today, I told you some of the names, because we have some more people that joined us. I'll go over some of the names again. You have today at TPAC, Charlie Kirk, Laura Ingraham, Tucker Carlson, Benny Johnson. I mean, Megan Kelly, like literally obliviated, what's it called, Pam Bondi. But that's the whole thing. This is where it's going to get interesting. And another thing, just think about the crazy part. What they're all asking for a lot on social media is they want to make Matt Gaetz counsel. They want to make Matt Gaetz special counsel to investigate, to release the Epstein files. The other thing that I want you to remember, like, there's certain parts in Trump's world that is already like his family. So Susie Wiles is very close to Donald Trump. I want to make it very clear. Susie Wiles is very close to Donald Trump. She's like a mom to him. Like she controls a lot, and Donald Trump really trusts her. Trust me, and gives her a lot of power. Susie Wiles comes from, those of you that remember, and I'll just bring you back a little bit, from Florida, from a group called Ballard and Associates. If that name rings a bell to you, Brian Ballard is somebody that I worked very closely with. He was a dear friend of mine. He was the top lobbyist in Florida. He's the one that jumped on the Trump bandwagon right after, because originally he was a Bush. These are all originally Bush. That's why some people say, "Oh, she's not Mega." Now they're saying that she was Bush, or what's his name, Jeb Bush, or Rubio. No, yeah, they were. But then when Trump was started running away, they jumped on Trump's bandwagon, and ever since then they've been with Trump. And don't forget where Pam Bondi comes from. Pam Bondi also comes from Florida. Pam Bondi also worked as a lobbyist for Brian Ballard while Susie Wiles was there, and she was actually the lobbyist for Qatar. Don't forget what the past certain deals that Donald Trump went to the Middle East. As I told you guys, remember Brian Ballard left middle of the night, came to the White House, him, Susie Wiles, and Pam Bondi, and Donald Trump had all these meetings before he took off to Qatar. So what I'm saying to you, that's a tight group over there. And right now, I don't have. I'm getting all the facts, but if I had to connect the dots from just how I know it, is Trump gave her the order. She went out, did what it is, because she know. And right now, that's why you don't hear nothing from Trump, and you don't hear nothing from Pam Bondi. Well, just think about, with all the assaults, with all the screaming, yelling, without all the from Mega, you have nothing from Pam Bondi. You have nothing from Donald Trump. You have Dan Bongino. That's right now. Even my sources are confirming. Pat, I mean Laura Loomer. Everybody's already talking about that. Literally wants to leave because of this cover up that's happening. So I want to make it clear that this is why I know it's Friday. I know there's a lot going on. I know it might sound crazy, but I want to tell you, folks, it's great news. I've never been so excited and so happy, and I wanted to share it with you, and that's why I'm here. With all of this, even with all of this stuff going on with Ukraine and everything, I'm going to tell you that this is the best news we've had in such a long time when it comes to trying to be able to get our democracy back and make a crack in the Trump armor. I can't even tell you. That's why I wanted to share with you. I wanted you guys all to go into this weekend knowing with all the craziness, have a little good and hope, because this is really good news. Because remember, I'm not just some pundit telling you some my opinion about what I think Mega is, because and I'm being honest, and you, a lot of you, probably most of you, probably all of you, none of you really knows or could really understand what mega is, or what cult, unless you've been in a cult. And I apologize for those of you, because there's plenty of people that have been in cults, and maybe plenty of people here that are followers that have been in cults, that when you're in a cult, you are it's a different mind. It's like, some people compare it to being a heavy drug addict, some people compare it to different things, especially religious cults. But Trump's cult is a phenomenon. It's something that has never been done on a level like that he's been able to do it, and to be able to see. Because my biggest fear always was because of his base. I mean, Rosie O'Donnell, absolutely, Cindy, all of them, because of his base, because of the cult, because knowing, being there, watching it being built, and watching it over the years get stronger, more powerful, and then having him go out there. See, what really scared me, guys, is when he came out and pardoned every January 6th. That was a huge move. That was basically him coming out and solidifying the cult, and basically his gang and band of thieves, because that gave it power like you can't believe, and that's why he's been able to do what he's doing for the past 6 months. But this, what he did now with the Epstein file, and let's talk a little bit about that. Why did he do what he did at this time? So, from what I'm hearing from my sources, a lot of it had to do with Elon Musk. That's why you see Elon Musk right now being very quiet. Elon has done his job. He started the shit show. He's announced a third party. And now, where's Waldo? Where's Elon? Elon is now standing on the sidelines. I'm saying to you, yesterday we had a very interesting space. For those of you on Substack that didn't come, it was a very special. I was very intrigued myself, because I'm not some Epstein expert. I didn't spend years and years of researching what Epstein did or didn't do. To me, it's very disgusting, very painful. I have kids, I have daughters. I don't try to even consume myself with that nonsense. Plus, I've been busy, as you guys know, for the past 6 years with my own problems, going, through trial, going to prison, speaking power, going through Congress. But when it comes to when it comes to Epstein, uh, I knew of him, and I knew the people around him, and I knew some of the relationships. So I knew the type of people, just like, knowing Donald Trump, knowing, back, even for those of you that watch our Unleashed show, when me and Michael were on there, Michael was saying, and I've never saw Trump speak to Epstein. And I told Michael, I said, I know you did, Michael, because he stopped seeing him since the 1990s. When all the stuff that we're talking about Epstein, Trump, go back to the 90s. But what yesterday we were able to talk about on the show, which was, we had Zev Chavelda here, which gave us some incredible reporting, that he was reporting basically this for the past 6 years while Epstein was alive, and some of the people that literally came out on the record, uh, that he was Israeli intelligence. So if you take that into account, and I truly believe that Epstein had ties because for me, it's easier to make a calculated, educated decision. And I could be wrong. I mean, we all could be wrong, but it's like the percentages of me being right and wrong and something like this is I would bet on me because from having life experience, being around people, certain people, and living and seeing and watching how things play out. It's like I said to you. You don't. I use this analogy. It might sound stupid, but if I hear right now thunder and lightning and it sounds like rain outside, and I come outside and everything is wet all around, I could make a educated guess and say it rained outside. I didn't have to literally stand there watch the rain come down. Same thing with here. When Zev was talking about some of the relationships that he had, and I knew some of the stuff because of the people that were involved, especially when the Israeli prime minister or ex-prime minister visiting him and stuff like that, and then his relationship with Clinton. And the interesting part, which I really was found interesting, that he said yesterday that makes a lot of sense to me now with a lot of that's going on, is that he was trying to get stuff on the Democrats, not because like they were going to his island and all that, but because they were worried, and if you believe him that that he was an Israeli agent, that he was worried, they were worried that basically Israel, America wouldn't turn towards Palestine and that whole thing. So a lot of that is intriguing, and I also believe that Donald Trump didn't do it just strictly because of himself. Because I think Donald Trump is such a narcissist, and just the way I know that I think he wouldn't risk this backlash over just that. What I'm hearing and what is coming into places and the dots I'm connecting here is with BB being here when he was in Israel from and watching how everything played out. I wouldn't be surprised that there were several reasons, himself, his relationship with Bibi and others. There was a lot of people on that name, a lot of wealthy individuals on that name so I think there's a lot of reasons he did it, but it was a big move because right now Mega is going completely off the charts. So to wrap it up, just want to let you know that we're going into the weekend. Donald Trump is promising a big announcement for Monday. Again, just think about why he does it. What normal person is going to tell you on a Friday, wait till Monday, I'm going to do a big announcement on Russia? He's the president of the United States. He doesn't have to. He could have just waited till Monday. He's trying to do whatever he can to try to take the media because he's hoping that CNN and all of them are going to sit there, and it's working. I'll tell you a little bit because I have not seen CNN or MSNBC speak about Russia or Ukraine for the past God knows how many days, and now all of a sudden they're talking. But the problem is they're doing what Trump is said to them. I mean, they're talking about how debating as if Trump is changing his stance towards Russia, that now he's giving weapons to Ukraine. So again, what Trump is doing is working a little bit, but I'm also happy to see that there's a lot more attention to the Epstein stuff. So what I'm going to leave you with this for the weekend is yes, Lisa, good news is hard to come by lately. So let's take every win, even if they're little wins, whatever they are. But this is a big one. So let's take this big win and let's go into the weekend strong and put it in the air and hope that we could now use this as one of those, a snowball effect, and let it start rolling and getting more, maybe better things. And hopefully that I could be coming out and telling you more positive and good things, and instead of all the doom and gloom that we're watching lately. Because remember, even though this is great stuff, there's a lot of stuff that's still, we have a lot of fires out there that that need to be put out. There's a lot of volcanoes out there that are close to erupting, and there's a lot of things happening behind the scenes. But this cult breakup is putting a stop to a lot of the things. And the number one key is because, where's Donald Trump? And this is the things you guys should be saying right now. Why is Donald Trump quiet? Crickets. Where's Donald Trump? Donald Trump is quiet for, what I'm saying to you. And the other thing is release the tapes. Release the tapes. Where's the release the Epstein files? That's all everybody should be. This is what I encourage everybody right now to do. Go out there and enjoy yourself and have fun, and just go out there and watch as you just type that or as you say that. You'll watch Mega implode. Whatever space you go onto, whatever room you go to, you'll go out, and it's part of the because now remember all these people are brainwashed. That's how they are on the cult. So we need to deprogram them, and part of it is we have to brainwash them into the right side. So if we turn them on each other, which they're doing, it's incredible, like I'm telling you. So definitely those are the two things I want to leave you off with. The other thing I want to say to you is I want to make sure that all of you do promise me that you'll take some time off for yourself this weekend. You'll make sure that you'll call your loved ones, your parents, your children. You'll hug your little ones. You'll try to maybe go for a walk. You'll try to maybe go for a swim. You'll try to maybe stay home, read a book, turn the TV off a little bit. Hopefully there's nothing crazy breaking so you don't have to see any of my Substack. Hopefully I could write you some positive stories or some emails over the weekend, but really take an opportunity to do it because mental health and our health is very important. And with the stuff that we go through and the stuff that's going on, and it's real, this is not a joke. This is a real thing that we're going through. It's extremely important to take care of ourselves a little bit. So I care about each and every single one of you. I see you guys, especially I don't see each and every one of you because honestly I only see my paid subscribers because there's so many I wouldn't be able to even keep track of, and I'm doing my best. So that's why if you want to be able to DM me, you want to be able to interact, definitely I encourage you to become a paid subscriber. So guys, I want to thank you. We have over 1,500 people right now on the Friday night. I hope I brought you guys up to speed and gave you some positive stuff to be able to go into the weekend with, because turn off your CNNs, turn off the TVs. You're done for the night. I brought you up to speed on everything. And I'm going to leave you off with this. Now is not the time to take a break when it comes to saving our democracy. Now is the time that when you get off today, I want you to take that little, where that arrow and box on the side and just forward it to all your contacts. Just send a copy of this to all your contacts. Let as many people out there as that need to hear the truth for them to be able to see it, to be able to understand it. Because remember, everything I do is either taped, everything I do is either on paper, and everything I do is very easily be verified. And this is not some reality show. This is not some kind of talk show. This is a place where what we're trying to do is really save our democracy and make a difference. So make sure you send it out. That's the most important thing. Make sure you guys become subscribers. Subscribers is free, and it helps to get to this because I have no paywalls. I send out the number one thing, a part of, and that's why the people that are become paid subscriber, the people that contribute to the Venmo at Lev Parnas, the people that go to Lev Remembers and buy all the stuff, they know that they're doing their job to be able to, for me to be able to continue to give you all the stuff without any paywalls, without any other, because the most important thing of this platform is to pass the information on. So for those of you that can't become paid subscribers and for now you can't contribute, it's okay, but you can't subscribe. You can't go get 3-4 more people to bring them to this platform. So that's what I say. Everybody has a part to do. The one thing we can't do is we cannot do at nothing. That's not an option. So I always say, take a step for a second, close your eyes, and just think to yourself, what can I do? What else can I do? Me personally, and it could be, going out there to march. It could be making signs. It could be, writing letters or sending out, making phone calls to your local officials. It could be, subscribing. It could be going out there, passing the word out on other platforms and talking about becoming paid subscribers, maybe just contributing. You can become paid, you contribute. I mean, there's a million ways to do away, but the one thing, and that's why I keep saying, don't just watch, get off and say, "Oh, it was a great show," and go to sleep and don't do nothing, because I really want you to believe, because I really believe that we have our opportunity right now to make a huge, huge difference, and that's why I'm screaming at the top of my lungs. So, with that, quick dates. Remember, July 17th, big day. We're going to have marches all over the country. This is part of 5051, and I think No Kings or the other organizations. I don't know all the organizations that are involved, but it's going to be big marches all over the country. It also coincides with the 5-year anniversary of Congressman John Lewis. John Lewis's famous quote is, "Good trouble." That's what we're going to do on July 17th. We're going to do some good trouble. We're going to make our voices be heard. Those of you that are not going to be able to go out and are going to be home or can't do it for whatever reason, you have an opportunity. We're going to do it live stream on my Substack of my event, which was going to be Palm Beach. We are going to have, I think it's going to be inside. It's going to be a panel, lots of different people. I'm going to be one of the speakers also, so we're going to do that from there. And for those of you that'll be marching, any of our subscribers out there that are going to be marching or going to be somewhere, definitely DM me and we'll plug you in, just like we did with Kat last time when Kat was where she was. I think she was in Houston. I don't remember exactly. We were able to join forces. Michael Nance and Michael Cohen are going to be there with us July 17th. Malcolm is going to be, he's in Europe, so he's going to be on the Substack channel with you guys. Michael, I don't know if he's going to be marching or he's going to be with us on Substack, but I'll get you up to speed. I'll let you know what's going on, what's happening. And then July 30th is going to be a big day for our family. I'm going to go on behalf of all of us and accept the Pillar Award. It's the huge award for truth tellers and whistleblowers. Some tremendous people that have received this award, and I'm truly honored to get it, and truly honored to be able to, have this with all of you. And some other good news is I want you also to be proud going into the weekend that for the fourth straight week, we've been in the top 3 on Substack World Politics. We're either 2, 1, or 3 every day, which is extremely important because you're talking about millions and millions of people, and that means we are making a huge difference. And we're also crawling up slowly but surely. We went from originally we were, I think it's somewhere around 60 something, but we are also currently number 23 on Substack bestsellers. And my son Aaron tells me that's a huge achievement because that's a lot of people watch and see that. So we're making a difference. This is a place where you want to be. This is a place where if you're not yet, you definitely want to join. So spread the news, spread the love. I want to wish each and every one of you an incredible, wonderful weekend. I love every single one of you. Hopefully it could be a slow one. If not, we'll be coming live. But you guys are great. And, take this little win, take this little enjoyment. With all the craziness, Mega is imploding, and it's good to see. It feels good. So have a great night, guys. Take care.